So welcome, Hans. Welcome in Poland. Well, I'm so happy to have you here in this international conference in Szczecin.
Yes, I'm happy to hear too.
Yeah.
So
I was waiting for this moment like for 3 years now, because I know that you know some stories about Helen, because you knew her friend, and we are all wondering, what's the picture of her in your eyes? How do you see her? How do you remember those stories?
Helen Parkhurst.
Yes, Helen
No,
Parkhurst.
I didn't meet her personally. I met her, lady friend. I met her, and she was in Holland, and she told me a lot about Helen Parkhurst. And I was in New York at the Dalton School, and during a dinner, her successor was also told me a lot of her personality, her ideas, and I must tell you, still now, she was a brilliant lady in education, really brilliant, because all the things she wrote and she described are on this moment actual.
Yes, yes, but how was she? I mean, like, she was an inspiration for everybody. Was she like a good?
She was not such. How do you say? It's really difficult. She was not so popular because she was always straight, and she was always asking to listen to her,
Yeah.
and sometimes she was not so easy lady,
Yeah.
but she was really brilliant.
Yes, she made all this Dalton idea, which is like actually said this time. But my question is, you are the only consultant in the world, I guess, who graduated at Dalton School, right?
Yes, because I was a pupil at a Dalton School.
Yeah, exactly.
I was a pupil at Dalton School, and people ask me everything, always, what have you done in the past? I said, that's not important. It only important is that I was a pupil at Dalton, and a lot of things I was involved at that school, I did later on in my own school.
So, but I have to ask you this question. Do you remember your first days in Dalton School as a child? The emotions, you know, the feeling, any memories?
My first, I was angry when I came to the school. I was 11 years. Yes, I came to a school, and I can remember one thing. When I was not afraid anymore, because we get Dalton assignments, and then you must bring it to the teacher. And I brought, as a boy, when I was 11 years, my assignment to the teacher English. And there was a whole row, yes, who brought it not good organized by the teacher. And then a boy of the 5th class, the highest class, came. He walked around the row and he put his assignment.
He squeezed in.
And the teacher said, Martin, you must go on the back. And he said, quite, no, you can get my assignment now, and otherwise you can't get it never.
And that makes you upset.
And that gave me such a feeling, oh, I hope that I will be quick in the 5th class.
Yeah, cool.
Because it was not only, that school was not only for learning results, it was for education.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the difference. Do you, the teacher supports you in your freedom and your working independently? And if so, how?
I have very good remembering about teachers, because my mathematics was not okay. And really not okay, and okay. But the year after my first year, I got a new teacher for mathematics. And he was possible to learn me, to teach me how to do it.
Nice.
But a year later, I got another teacher for mathematics. That teacher didn't understand mathematics by himself. But we had Dalton hours, 2 hours a day, we can make a choice for our own teacher or our own, what we want to do. And I chose that teacher because he can teach me how to do it. So that was for me really an experience that you can make a choice for your own teacher.
Yeah. So, yeah, how the typical day look like at your school? It was like in Helen's school that you have this morning work and you were going through the laboratories, or how did it look like? The typical day.
In primary education and in kindergarten, we in Holland have a lot of Dalton schools, and I was involved in more than 300 Dalton schools in the development, and also in the involvement of kindergarten, because Helen Parkhurst never had kindergarten.
Yeah.
She started with children with 11, 12 years, and but in Holland we development kindergarten Dalton. And I think there you see the best Dalton in kindergarten. When you became elder and you come in a higher class, then it is more difficult to arrange it, to handle it. And you must organize it on an excellent way. But there are three main principles. And the first is really listen to pupils. And the second is, that's my slogan, everything a child can do, the teacher must not do. And the third principle is, make fun with your pupils. Make pleasure. Not only for the pupils, but also for the teachers too.
For the teachers, it has to be fun always.
Yes.
Yeah, but how did students deal with conflicts? Because Helen, she always said that the class, the school should be like a social tissue, like everybody's cooperating, and that should be alive. So how they deal with conflicts when they have...
Helen Parkhurst had two principles. The first principle was freedom. Freedom in Dutch is not so easy to translate, because in English you have two words, freedom and liberty. And in Dutch you have only one word, freedom. So that is really difficult, because there is a difference between freedom and liberty. And our second principle was really a principle of social things. She wanted that children are responsible for each other, and that is really important. And children can learn a lot of other children. We have also a pedagogical system, not system, but a pedagogical direction of Reggio Emilia. Reggio Emilia is founded in Italy by Malacuzzi, and he has three principles. And the first principle is, he called it the first pedagogue, is all the other children. And the second is the teacher, the adults. And the third is, and he picked it a little bit of Montessori, the environment. And Helen Parkhurst had that really principle of social behavior. You must be empathic to other children, you must be responsible, and so you must organize it on that way that you can do it.
Yeah. In what way Dalton School influenced into your development and your life? How did it influence?
On this moment we have a really nice development of, we call it citizenship education. A And we have a national program for it. And even the Dalton Association has a program for it. And I say, when you live in the way of Dalton, you do it. Because respect is the main word for Dalton. Respect for everything you meet in your life.
So you think it has the influence that you deal with Dalton now? It makes you what you are now? And what?
Yes, my daughters always say, my eldest daughter is involved completely in Holland, in Dalton. I'm a Dalton child, because everything a child can do, the teacher must not do. My father, she said, everything what my daughter can do, I will not do.
Nice.
So, and because and nowadays I see in society more egoistic trends, and I think with Dalton education you can, you are not doing Dalton, you are Dalton. And that's the difference. Dalton is not a system. Dalton is an influence.
It's an influence. Good.
But it's sometimes difficult because you must have learning results. A school is a school. You have to learn something. So you must organize it on the way that you have good learning results and also are Dalton. And in my opinion, when you do Dalton on a good way, then you get better results.
Yes. What would you say to the teachers here in Poland who want to create this formative memories of their children to be in Dalton? What would you tell them?
I always tell them what I just told you, the three principles of vision. And have fun with your children. Yes, and I see it in kindergarten here in Poland, much more than in Holland. Kindergarten are really excellent examples of Dalton.
I have to ask you this question because everybody's thinking about the hat. Where did you get the hat? When did it appear? What's the story behind the hat?
About
your hat.
About my hat. Oh, that's not a story. Everyone recognized me in Holland with hat and beard.
Yeah.
And I told you I was involved in more than 300 schools, and so yes.
But when did you decide that you are wearing a hat?
Oh, a long time ago. Because my youngest daughter was making hats, okay. And she made a hat for me personally. And after that moment, I always wear hats. But my father was wearing a hat too.
Okay, that's.
Maybe I am not so much hair, and that's the reason, because that's possible too.
Yeah. Yes, so tomorrow is the conference, and you're going to talk about Dalton and how it is accurate to our times.
Yes. My statement is Dalton is always actual. But when I make a statement in Holland, then they say, oh, wait a moment, Hans Wenke made a statement. There is always a snake under the floor.
Okay.
Yes, because I say, and I believe in it, Dalton is always actual. But I must say, Dalton should be always actual. And it depends of the identity of the teacher. Teachers are so important in life of children. Yes, in life of children. The teachers don't know this by themselves how important they are. I walk with my wife and a teacher in Amsterdam to the railway station, and a man came down and he said, in Dutch, Juf Sandra! And he hooked her, yes, and he was in her classroom, and she told me later, and he was now a famous oncoloog. but he remembered his teacher, and he told us, this teacher gave me a life. And that's what I want, that every teacher knows, that they are so important for children.
If you could meet yourself as a child, what would you tell to yourself then?
Oh, I had a headmaster, and it was a terrible Orthodox school. We had 3 rows, one for gymnasium, one for, we call it ambachtschool, for techniques, and one for the middle group. And I was in the lowest group. Why? I tell you, the other 2 groups got extra French lessons in free time from 4 to 6, yes. But I had to play football.
Oh.
Yes, so I want to don't to sit in that group. But my headmaster came to me later, middle in the year, and he said, Hans, you can sit in that group too. And I was afraid for it, but he was speaking with my parents, and I went in that group, and so he had the influence to make my future on another way, and so teachers are so important.
There's always one teacher, at least one teacher in everybody's story that has this influence on you.
Yes.
So this is so important
Yes,
for us.
really.
We have to really take care of kids.
Yes.
Really good.
Yes.
Yes. So what would you say to our teachers in Poland, if you could say something? What's the most important?
But what I say now, listen to teachers, but also parallel system. I always say everything what is excellent for a child, you must do in your team too. Listen to your colleagues. When I say everything a child can do, the teacher must not do. I say everything a teacher can do, the headmaster must not do.
I love the idea. I was a head teacher, and I was amazed with this. I told this to my teachers.
Yes.
Yes, great.
Yes.
Good. Thank you so much. It was an honor for me to be here with you. So thank you again.
Thank you for your time, and I hope tomorrow we will have a good conference.
Yes.
And normally, because I'm here for so much times, the conferences are excellent. So I hope so tomorrow.
Yes.
Again.
Thank you very much.
Yes.